It was recently announced that they elected a new pope, Pope Leo XIV. This is great news and it's massive opportunity for print-on-demand sellers. It basically spawned a brand new niche, and the early movers, the first movers, are gonna make the most money. I'm talking, this was within the last few hours that it happened. So if you're watching this video, opportunity is knocking. And in this video, I want to show how I would go about figuring out how to sell in this new print-on-demand niche using data that you might not have thought of to utilize. So let's get to it. So I pulled this up on Google, guys, and look at the top stories. These were being published in the last hour. This is about as fresh as it gets in terms of an emerging niche. So I'm gonna jump on over to Etsy. Now, because this is a new niche, how do we figure out how to best navigate selling in this niche? How do we predict what people who are excited about the new Pope, Pope Leo, are gonna be looking to purchase? And the way we're gonna do this is by going to Everbee, and I'm gonna start by going to keyword research. Now, here is where a little strategy comes into play. I'm not gonna type Pope Leo because if you do, watch this, there's gonna be very few results. Okay, look at, and by the way, this just means there's great opportunity, by the way, because we know the volume is about to spike, all right? Pope Leo has 12 results, and it's basically Pope Leo 13, okay, not even 14. Yeah, there it is, 14T, new Pope Leo XIV, which is 14, Pope Leo t-shirt, about what you would expect. But how about we type in Pope Francis, right? The previous Pope, and look at what was trending there, because hey, it would make a lot of logical sense that the same search terms that we're getting here out of Everbee, okay, this is based on what actual Etsy customers type into the search bar, that this would simply translate over to Pope Leo. You know what I mean? And in terms of the timing, well, it's going to be very concentrated in the next few days. You know, the news cycle moves quickly these days. So bear with me now. Pope Francis, keep going. Pope Francis gifts, Pope Francis prayer, Vatican Pope Francis. By the way, I mean, when you see something like Vatican Pope Francis, that's not telling you anything about print on demand or what product or design style, but it's telling you an additional keyword that you could either use in your title or tags that you might not have thought of in the word Vatican. Pope Francis cross, Pope Francis medal, Pope Francis shirt, Pope Francis rosaries, Pope Francis decor, right? So go into the home section of Printify. T-shirt Pope Francis quotes. There you go. That could be its own niche that you sell on multiple print-on-demand products like t-shirts and mugs. I usually like to start there. Get some famous Pope Leo quotes, right? Pope Francis art, wall art. Why not? Pope Francis cross, pendant, Jubilee, Pope Francis icon, so maybe stickers. Pope Francis digital, Pope Francis printable, Pope Francis heaven. Okay, that could be another keyword, design niche, etc. Next, I'm going to go over to Etsy and I'm just going to type in Pope Francis. Okay, and let's see what is currently selling. A lot of t-shirts right there at the top. When the Etsy ads that it's showing are all t-shirts, that's a pretty strong sign, I would say. Beyond that, we've got some stickers, coins, necklaces, bracelets, looks like rosaries there and prayer beads, etc., stickers, an ornament even. Okay, and actually instead of scrolling through the first page of search results and multiple pages, we can go over to the left-hand side and go to product analytics. Everbee will give us the same products, but give us additional data on them. Okay, I'm gonna filter by total sales. And you can see over here, the most popular product on that page was a t-shirt. Then it was a religious medal, maybe wearing on a necklace, then a photo, another medal, a t-shirt. What else? A lot of these little kind of trinkety things, but there's going to be some more print-on-demand opportunities if we scroll down. A candle. Okay, you can do print-on-demand candles. And actually what I like to do in terms of speed is click tag analytics instead of product analytics. What it's going to do now is analyze all those products on page 1, okay, and look for the most commonly used tags that generate the highest tag score here, or keyword score in Everbee, okay? So separador de paginas, it's looking at volume and competition to generate the keyword score there, okay? And you can even view it in Google Trends by simply clicking that, and you can get an idea of is this just a one and done type trend? Does it trend sporadically like you see here? This is the last 12 months. And if that's something you're interested in, you can click to copy it and then paste into Google and look further into that as a potential niche or product type. Next, archangels. Next, figure. Next, faithful Catholic. Christian prayer card. A lot of Spanish too, but worth mentioning too. Maybe you translate some of your popular tags to Spanish. Pope Francis magnet. Papa Francesco. So again, just translating the name or the pronunciation. Peaceful tribute. His Holiness. Peacemaker. Rite ritual ceremony. The date range. Pope sticker. Believer shirts. St. Francis bracelet. Faith-based ornament. Pope Francis quote. So all of these you're going to consider doing, again, for Pope Leo. And you're going to move as early as possible and hopefully, again, cement yourself a few bestsellers because you got in on the ground floor. Pope Francis quote, rest in peace shirt, Christianity t-shirt. And again, this is like tags used with Pope Francis themed products, right? These are based on us going to Etsy and just typing in Pope Francis. Very open-ended, not a specific sub-niche or product type. These are the tags that are, and again, they're sorted by Everbee's proprietary keyword score. Okay, so it's a great place to start. Pope sweatshirt, Pope Francis gift, Christian clothes, Christian minimal, Hail Mary, Pope Francis sticker, Peacemakers, t-shirt costume, Good Shepherd cross. So anyways, you guys get the gist of it. Like, it's all about getting in front of the right people that are looking to buy what you're selling. You've got a ripe, brand new, emerging trend opportunity right now. We're looking at what worked in the past for the previous pope to project what is going to work in the future for the new pope. And this is possible thanks to Everbee. So if you're interested and you sell on Etsy and you're serious about it, I'll drop my link in the description so you can get started using Everbee at the best price possible. But guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another new video.